Happy Homebrew Wednesday to all my fellow brew tubers out there. Hey everyone, happy Homebrew Halloween. I just finished enjoying one of Puka NC's beers that he sent me, which was a Dunkelweizen. Very good, thank you for that. I'll probably post a private video and share it with you, just so that you can see the tasting or whatever. But anyways, so it's Halloween and trick or treat tonight, and it started at 4 p.m. our time, and you know, getting kids coming up to the house and ringing the doorbell and giving them candy, and you hear a doorbell and a knock, and I'm getting ready to hand some candy out, and lo and behold, it is the UPS guy, and he definitely did not trick me, but he did treat me with some beer mail. And this particular beer mail comes from BH Brewing, and he graciously sent me a couple of his beers that he's been working on. One I've actually heard about recently from Clements, that they're by BH for the GABF, and they said they had tried this and it was very good. So I'm looking forward to the pumpkin beer. He says it's been aged for about a year now, and made with real pumpkin and spice added in the secondary, so I'm pretty excited about that. He also sent me a raspberry wheat, and he says that was the very first recipe he ever made. It was a partial mash, and it's one that he still brews once a year, so awesome, good job. It's good to see that you found a recipe and still go with it. What else? We got a pale ale made with homegrown Chinook hops, and then he's got his IPA made with the Centennial, Cascade, and Amarillo. So thank you, BH Brewing. I will try or taste some of these, and I'll try to videotape it and post it privately for you, or maybe I'll put it as part of my next Homebrew Wednesday tasting one or something. But don't want to drag this one out. I don't have a whole lot to talk about other than my fabulous beer mail here. I did transfer my Christmas beer, my holiday ale, to secondary. I did brew last week. I'll show you some video of that, but I did do my hard spiced apple cider version 2.0. Made some changes. I didn't do a 5-gallon. I did a 2-gallon starter batch, and then I'll add a gallon of cider at the end. But or maybe not a gallon, maybe half gallon, I don't know. But so I'll back sweeten it. I learned some lessons from the last time. Hopefully it shows in this batch. But here's a quick look at my hard apple cider. This is about 5 days after my brew day. Still fermenting. Still some action going on. Yeah, SJPorr. I sent you some pictures, but as you know, I'm a huge Packer fan, but couldn't pass up the chance to get a autographed Super Bowl jersey back when you guys won the Super Bowl. Thought I'd tease you with that a little bit. Well, and like I said, I don't want to make this video too long, but SJPorr, response to you, why I started brewing. Well, I also posted this on brewtubers.com, sent it to Main Brew Guy, and so it's posted. Thank you for that, Main Brew Guy. But my wife and I, when we got married, had a gift certificate to Bed Bath & Beyond, and they had a Mr. Beer Barrel kit on the clearance shelf. And well, that sat there for a couple years, and then last year, 2011, I was at Fleet Farm, and they had the 3-pack Mr. Beer kit with the Hefeweiss and the Oktoberfest, and I think it was the um, Canadian beer. But so I'm like, oh shit, okay. My favorite beer, for those of you, I'm sure you're sick of hearing it, is Franziskaner. I love a good wheat beer. And I was looking to get that on tap, but it was so god-awful expensive for any kind of a keg of Franziskaner or any beer equivalent. So I'm like, oh shit, well maybe I can brew my own for way cheaper, you know? So that kind of started my whole journey. The first beer I did brew was the Mr. Beer Hefeweizen kit, and it tasted more like Bud Light. But I didn't get discouraged, because it still tastes like beer. So I went and did the Oktoberfest, which was a letdown because I love my Oktoberfests as well. Pretty much any German beer I love. But from there, I didn't do the Canadian one. I actually ended up giving that to another guy that was starting homebrewing. But at that point, I went to the local homebrew store. I picked up my 5-gallon buckets, or my 6.5, 6-gallon buckets, or whatever. Went and bought a bigger boil kettle, got some siphoning, some bottling stuff, and I think my first kit was a Brewer's Best Weiss beer. And it tasted alright. It did have some steeping grains, which I didn't do it right. I steeped the shit out of them. But I tried following instructions, but I mean, this is where over time you get better, right? So at that point, I decided that my goal, my mission was to make a good wheat beer, and I focused a lot of my attention on that. But then the nice thing with homebrewing is using the hops and all that stuff. You smell them when you're doing your boil and stuff. I never liked IPAs, but now I've actually been journeying out, trying new beers, trying ESBs, and I never had a Kolsch. Dunkelweizen was a new one. IPAs. I've been journeying into some stouts and some porters, and I was a big wheat drinker, and now I've journeyed out, and I'll go and I'll buy variety packs where it has a little bit of, like 8 different bottles from a brewery, and I'll try them all, and I'm trying to get the different tastes of how beers should taste, or how the different styles should taste, and find out what I like, what I don't like, and what I might want to brew. So I've had some successes, I've had some failures, but my mission is still to make my Hefeweizen, taste as good, if not better, than I can get at the store. So that's still my main mission. My other mission is I wanted to make a beer that is enjoyable, that my friends will like, that I'll like, and I decided to put 2 beers in a competition. I actually won. It wasn't a huge competition, but I got a medal. So I mean, it's been a fun journey, and I'm still learning. I got a ton to learn. I mean, even on the extract mini mash side, there's still a ton to learn. But on the all grain side, I'm just scratching the surface. I'm just beginning. So I mean, there's so much that I need to learn yet. I love cooking, so this kind of just goes hand in hand with that. You got a recipe and you try to make it your best. You put your little tweaks and spins on it. You find your favorite recipes and you just tweak it until it's your own. So I'm doing a lot of kits, but I'm learning from the kits at this point. I would assume in a couple years I will be making more of my own beers. For right now, I'm just doing the brew testing and testing out the kits to see the flavors. That's the same reason I buy the variety packs from the breweries. Is kind of the same reason I do the kits, because it's already there, and I can taste test to see what it tastes like, and then I can go and put my spins on it and see if it tastes better or worse or whatever, So, so that's my story. Hopefully I didn't make it too long, but SJPorr, just a shout out to you. Thanks for starting this whole Homebrew Wednesday. Congratulations on your 1 year. All you East Coasters, I'm thinking about you. Watching the news right now, actually, and seeing some of the devastation. And Jesus Christ, it's amazing how this stuff happens. I mean, I'm here in Wisconsin, and Lake Michigan yesterday was just horrible. But that was nothing compared to what you guys felt. So I just cheers everybody. My prayers and thoughts go out to you guys on the East Coast. Hopefully you guys weathered through and get through the hard times or whatever. But cheers everybody. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Happy Halloween. See you later, guys.